Hello everybody. My name. Hello everybody. My name is Francesco or Francesco. Call me whatever the frick you want me. And I just want to thank you guys for giving me 9.8k views. Like, thank you so much. Here's also the template. And I promise you that I will also make a boyfriend become skinny. I mean Kenny, because you know it's like uncanny, but without the un. And damn, 15. They got this subscribers, boy. Sorry if my English is bad, bro, but I'm Italian, so you won't understand the part of what I'm saying. But enough about that. I actually had an idea to actually recreate the plot of the Friday Night fucking corruption. You see, I went to the Friday fucking corruption with Wiki, and I looked at the plot, and I chose to really using you guessed it with and I use this. It's called this thing. I used this to like recreate the story with the new plot and twist, but that's stupid. And the results were so funny. I had to show this to everybody. Enough talking. Let's see the stupid version of corruption mod in week 3, that which actually takes place as week 1. The corruption faces Pico, who is already halfway corrupted during the first song. Okay, now it's all normal, but trust me, this escalates very quickly. This last minute end round still leaves boyfriend still at approximately 75% corruption. If the corrupt status of boyfriend can be affected in any way by action taken during this, it can potentially have a large effect on how it will deal with the corruption. For now, it looks all normal. It just looks like a bit modified, but trust me, it gets funnier. During the third song, boyfriend has been fully re-corrupted and is now looking at Pico, who is almost completely corrupted. What can boyfriend do to save Pico? I think it's supposed to be the complete opposite. What can Pico do to save boyfriend? Well, there's a rock in the way, but he can move it out of the way. The corruption status of boyfriend can also be affected in small ways by the words and music, and this song is no different. Well, this is actually kinda accurate, to be honest, because in the second day of Pico, where Pico is saving boyfriend, it says the music is working, the boyfriend is coming back to his senses. Oh my goodness, that's actually very cool and weird. The corrupt status of boyfriend is no longer 100% at the end of the third song. Instead, it is now at 93% corrupt, still less than half. This seems like a large difference, but as it stands, his corrupt status will only get worse if we still fucking think the corruption. Wait, I don't say that if you fight it, the corruption is working, but this say that you get more corrupted if you fight it. That makes sense. The final song, OMG, an extra fourth song. I hope it's a custom one. The final song features both of them battling one another. The corruption has now spread beyond the screen, affecting their clothes. What? They seem corrupted too. The corruption can also affect the movement to the point where Pico, the fraction of boyfriend, can float up higher into the air and still retain the ability to fight. Well, all this time Pico has been doing what he can to hold his corruption at bay. But it seems it has been too much for him to handle, as the words and music keep flowing. His corruption rises higher into a sickening climax of pain and suffering. The connection may have been effective against this corruption, however. Still, its past boyfriend knew his clothes were ruined, and this corruption simply wasn't that powerful, even when they broke down by guilt. Well, probably never know, but I think it would be fun to speculate. What were your thoughts? I would love to know if you have any theory on what happens next. Well, I certainly know what happens. Time to attack Mommy Nearest. In victory, the corruption faces Mommy Nearest. This time, corrupted Pico is the antagonist. During song 2, Pico is uncharacteristically alert, as though he might have recognized the player, which is highly unlikely. When Pico attacks Mommy Ramirez, it is rare for him to do anything more than half-heartedly attempt to punch her. In fact, Pico's attacks appear to be very limited and weak when compared to how he previously fought when confronted with the fact that he is fighting a corrupt version of himself. He appears surprised, though he still maintains his key attitude. Example 3. Pico finding a corrupted version of himself from earlier. Pico is still fighting the corruption, but he has been fully corrupted now. He has also become significantly more violent and more aggressive than he had been previously. Pico attacks are stronger, his punches are nearly as powerful as before, and his kick is now very powerful, with massive increases in power. Pico has evolved to a very powerful form with just a single-digit corruption percentage. What? However, we have to remember that his evolution is a result of his ability to tap into the music. The original state of the corruption probably required a excruciating amount of concentration to maintain, and is done all he can to boost it. It's likely he'll be back to his normal, mostly corrupted self by during song 3. Mommy Mia's left hand is completely corrupted. This time, her arms are held at her side, and a large sword is just visible through her left shoulder. She holds the sword with the grip of her hand, as though she's pulling it back. Pico thrusts his right hand forward in a wild-eyed, rage-filled attack. The reference is from music video of Beyonce's album. It might be safe to assume the creeper is Pico. A light pink ember has formed around Mommy's nearest head, presumably from the corruption. Her exposed mouth is distorted into a grimace, and her tired head is oddly bruised. Mommy Mia's is currently standing in front of Pico, like a warrior defending a city. Pico attacks, and like the rest of the others, Mommy Mia succumbed to the corruption. At this point in the post, I feel the need to note something. If you click Mommy Mia's stomach, it takes you to a pop-up that is presumably indeed to be hidden. Okay, time to do some spooky dance. And trust me, here's where things really start to get weird. In week 2 of the corruption mod, the corruption faces Kitten Pump. Boyfriend is still looking at the player during the first tongue. Skate is quite noticeably frightened. His eyes and mouth are squeezed shut, and a fear cloud covers his face. Boyfriend is looking down at the floor as though he is afraid of what he might see. Pump doesn't appear to be scared, or at least not of anything in particular, but rather simply looks uninterested in an effort to stop him from spreading the corruption. In his red arrow pose, Pico is aiming the gun at his head. Mommy Mears appears in front of the player. He runs, but it's absolutely to tell if he's attempting to run from the music or run away from Mommy Mears. During this fight, he repeatedly takes several small steps backwards. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 18, 21, and fires at Skid, but his attempts are ineffective. In this exact scene, look closely at Skid's right arrow. He looks straight at you. During the second song, the corruption spreads to Skid, manifesting itself on his face while he begins to cry. Pump stands directly beside Skid, unarmed and with his mouth agape, staring at the screen, and his face has been corrupted. Boyfriend stands motionless as he listens to the music. He doesn't notice anything unusual. Pump has completely become corrupted. During the second song, his eyes open wide, his mouth is agape, and the flash of light surrounds him. At last, during the third song, Skate has been almost fully corrupted. The only part of him remaining is a rather small chunk of his face, and even this small part of him is drenched in purple. Mommy Mears appears again, but this time she is actually standing on a floor littered with corpses of the corrupted humans, with her hands held outstretched. Oh my god. Her eyes are twisted into a glowing orbs, and her mouth is twisted into a grotesque grin. Now that she has all of the corrupted humans surrounding her high skull ragged, and her mouth splits into a grin. Mommy Mears' arm is now completely corrupted, and her hand appears to be a mixture of red and green, and the fingers on her head are curled into a claws. She wields an unlit wand that shoots fireballs. Then Skid and Pop have been corrupted. Pico begins to attack. At this point, the music is changing. The second song of corrupted version of Talk is now playing, and instead of a pulsing techno sound, there is a female bass voice, female singer, singing with increasing volume. Her voice sounds angry, slightly distorted, but still echoing through the chambers. The third song, the original version of Talk, is still playing, but now Mommy Mears starts yelling, "If we do nothing, the entire building will burn! Does anybody have anything?" Suddenly, a man comes into the hall wearing a white suit. The man turns around and appears to be in his late 20s and 30s. He has the look of a doctor. Man, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Mommy Mears, I brought you some people. Oh, thank you. Let me say them. The doctor hands a box to Mommy Mears. The box is small, possibly a jewelry box. This, I think, is our new one. It's not really something I'm ready to share. Doctor, with a sad look on his face, holds his arm out, and a small black crystal is transferred to his palm. The doctor cradles the crystal in his hand. All of you are responsible for this. The crystal begins to glow with a red light. You should have left well enough alone. We want to go home. Pump begins to run towards the exit. Pump rushes out of the building. He stumbles and as he runs, but gets up and continues to run. He looks okay. Wake up, Dad! Boyfriend looking at the time on his phone. It's an early time to go. What was that? The mutated humans began to scream in terror and flee. It's going to be fine. Then, we need to get going. It's almost time to go. Wake up, Dad! No, we don't. Girl 2. What's happening? Girl 1. I don't know. Girl 3. Then, Girl 1 is alive. What's happening? Skid screams and flees down the hall. Pump continues to run out of the building, but is forced to run back, to turn back, and looks down and sees his hand now covered in flesh and blood. Wake up, Dad! Then, boyfriend looks down and sees his girlfriend dead. A dark blue substance coming from her body. He calls out to her, but she doesn't respond. He's not coming back. Damn, that was emotional, but it's not over yet. Do you know that there is no canon Techman corruption? Well, don't worry, I fixed that. I added corruption Techman in week 7. Techman and Steve with his army encountered the corruption, and Skate is no longer running, as he is now holding his sword above his head. For unknown reasons, both boyfriend and Pump are walking instead of running. In the first song, Techman and Steve ran directly towards the corrupted human and disappeared before they reach him. Techman insults boyfriend and Pickle, saying, "Same as usual." Q, hello! Stevie, okay, you've all gone to the virus. Join the president of the corrupted humans. Now go back. Pickle, oh man, stop. Skid, f**k me. Pump, nothingness. During the second song, Skid has been completely corrupted and starts dancing wildly in front of the screen. Pump moves as though he's trying to block him, but fails in the song. The song is a tribal and rapidly evolving techno song. Pump tries to block Skid, but he overpowers him. Tankman hand moves with Skid and spins, slashing a group of corrupted humans. Steve's hand gets corrupted and Tankman's foot gets corrupted. Sorry if I want to finish this weird story, but if you go, because it's like a demo and I run out of demo. I think I started to talk like the damn, I suck at speaking English. And have a great time, everybody. And just to remember you, don't worry, I will create, I will repeat it again, I promise, I will create Boyfriend Becomes Kenny. But for now, stay good, stay uncorrupted.